All right. Greetings, brothers and sisters. Um, Tonight is May 12th, 2024. It's 5:12 p.m. I am Brother John Hargrove, serving as president of the Dr. Julius Nyeri CBPM Division 421 of the UNIA-ACL here in Atlanta. Tonight will be our first mass meeting for the month of May of this year. Tonight's topic will be focusing on Office of Vice Presidents. One of the things that everyone should take away from Division 421 is that we try to at least provide a model. We want our people to be successful. Mr. Garvey teaches us that the greatest weapon used against our people is disorganization. So we try to make sure we explain our model. And tonight we'll be focusing on offices of vice presidents. That includes lady and male vice presidents. With all of our meetings, we know that there is a order. So we've just done call to order and quorum. Next thing we'll do is our pledge to the UNIA flag. So if you would, please come off mute and say along with me if you know the words. If you don't, please say it in your mind. I commit my body,
mind, and spirit
to the protection,
defense, and security
of the red, black,
and green.
I dedicate my life
to the redemption of Mother Africa
and the liberation
of her scattered Black children.
And I accept
for myself and my descendants
the teachings
of universal African nationalism.
And I promise
that our children will be instilled
with the purpose
and knowledge of themselves as African.
In order that
the cause of our struggle
will neither falter
nor fail
until all Black
people are free and united
through
one
God,
God,
one aim, one destiny. Race first, family.
Race first.
So excellent job. Next thing we do as official opening to a UNIA ACL meeting is to go through our rituals. And as we study here at Division 421, Mr. Garvey provided a text message to the people, Course of African Philosophy. According to that text in the lesson 21 titled History of the UNIA, page 169, Mr. Garvey says that you should always observe the proper form of opening and closing a meeting, as well as the proper form of conducting the meeting of the association. They are as follows: opening hymn, reading of the prayers, and shine on eternal light. So we'll start with Greenland's Icy Mountains, the opening hymn. From Greenland's icy mountains, from India's coral strand, where Africa's sunny fountains roll down their golden sand. From many ancient rivers, from many palmy plains, they call us to deliver their land from error's chain. Shall we, whose souls are lighted with wisdom from on high, shall we to men be knighted, the lamp of life deny? Salvation, O salvation, the joyful sound proclaim, till earth's remotest nation has learned Messiah's name. Waft ye winds his story, and you ye waters roll, till like a sea of glory, it spreads from pole to pole, till o'er our ransomed nation, the Lamb of sinners slain, Redeemer, King, Creator, in bliss returns to reign. Amen. Briefly, I'll do the Lord's Prayer, the beginning part. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us, and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever and ever. Amen. In closing with our closing hymn, Shine On Eternal Light. Shine on, eternal light, to greet our souls this day, dispel the gloominess of night, and drive our doubts away. Our longing eye prepare, when war and strife shall cease, to view the morn soon to appear, the new era of peace. Thy glorious church, O God, no kingdom can remove. Man without hands, made without hands, this blessed abode, the harbinger of love. Of all the gifts that flow from thy great throne above, we ask thee on our hearts bestow the gift of perfect love. My soul the light receives and dares the truth to prove, not in blind ignorance believes, but knows that God is love. Come, love, and give new birth to man's destructive mind, spread where confusion reigns on earth, goodwill to all mankind. Shine on, eternal light, thy penetrating ray shall turn the hour of darkest night into eternal day. Amen. And last thing is our preamble. Preamble, Universal Negro Improvement Association and African Communities League is a social, friendly, humanitarian, charitable, educational, institutional, constructive, and expansive society, and is founded by persons desiring to the utmost to work for the general uplift of the Negro peoples of the world, and the members pledge themselves to do all in their power to conserve the rights of their noble race and to respect the rights of all mankind, believing always in the brotherhood of man and the fatherhood of God. The motto of the organization is one God, one aim, one destiny. Therefore, let justice be done to all mankind, realizing that if the strong oppresses the weak, confusion and discontent will ever mark the path of man, but with love, faith, and charity towards all, the reign of peace and plenty will be heralded into the world, and the generations of men shall be called blessed. um, okay. That takes care of our opening rituals. Brother Art, I think I sent you a message earlier today. Were you able to find any notes from our last meeting, April 28th, just to provide some continuity?
Hold on a second.
I'll go to my backup.
You talking about the business meeting?
No, it would have been a mass meeting, 4/28, April 28th.
Okay, hold on. Okay, yeah, I got some.
If you would, please, could you share some of the minutes, some of the notes from that meeting?
Okay. We had the HEC recap. The delegation that went to the HEC was John Ra Ebony, Imhotep, Diane, Dr. Kuda, and Eric. The highlights were gone over each day, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. I think, did y'all have a booth up there?
No, we didn't have a booth. No, we weren't selling anything.
Okay, somehow I got this messed up here. And that was about it. We just went over the highlights of the
HEC.
and gave the awards for the people who passed the exam on the orientation and the course of African philosophy.
Yes.
Those were most of the highlights, man.
Yes.
Race first.
Race first. Thank you, Brother Art. I agree. It was pretty much a recap of HEC. Just any questions from anyone on our previous meeting minutes and HEC before we proceed to tonight's topic? No questions. Okay. All right. Okay. Topic for tonight is Office of Vice Presidents. So, as always, we'll go directly to our bylaws. So give me a minute to pull that up. And we will read the responsibilities of our vice president and introduce those that are on the call that are serving in those offices. So.
Are you gonna do roll call?
I forgot about roll call. Thank you. So before we go to the topic, let me do a brief roll call. Have myself, Brother John, President, member number 306. We have our treasurer, Ross Marvin, member number 2. We have our recording secretary, Brother Art, member number 449. We have our elder one of our elder coordinators, Brother Orman, member number 278. We have our First Lady Vice President, Sister Diane, member number 453. We have Sister Ifaniyi, member 368. We have Brother Benny out of Jacksonville, member number 394. And we have our third Vice President, Brother Eric here in Atlanta, member number 477. We have our Arts and Cultures Coordinator, member Sister Cicely, member number 479 here in Atlanta. And I'm not familiar with the name of Just One Spark out of Chicago, Illinois, member number 97. Is that Biko? Who was Just One Spark? But it's 11 on the call. Ross, you know who Just One Spark is, obviously, because you got my number and everything. So I don't know. Okay. All right. So let's see. Any questions before we proceed? Later. Okay. So offices of vice presidents, and I do see something in the chat here. Okay, gotcha. Stephen Biko, right? Is that correct? Out of Chicago? I remember I met you, I think 2019. So office of first vice president, Brother Omasius is not on the line. He should be here. Office of first vice president currently being held by Brother Omasius. He is out of Jacksonville currently. But at any rate, okay, got you. At any rate, responsibilities of a first vice president from Division 421 standpoint, the things that we should be looking for Brother Macias to be responsible for, or our first vice president to be responsible for, whoever's in that office. First vice president shall assist the president in the performance of such duties of his office and shall be responsible for the tasks assigned to him by the president. First vice president is responsible for coordinating one of the important offices in Division 421 that lines up with his skills and or office assigned by the president. First vice president is responsible for coordinating Division 421's executive body to ensure all officers are following the bylaws as stated in office number 4, executive body. Let me speak each one as we're going through it. So Brother Omasius currently is leading our business department. So at least every other Thursday, we are meeting as a business committee. Anyone interested in being a part of Division 421 Business Committee, please reach out to myself just reach out to myself or Brother Omasius. But he is leading our business department currently. So in regards to responsibility A and B, it's the business
recording in progress.
Everybody, please keep your lines muted. I forgot to go over ground rules. Please keep your lines muted. Sisters, don't share your personal information, personal phone numbers, share a business contact or business email. Please take notes and keep your lines muted. Be prepared when it's your turn to speak. Uh, Okay, that's the office assigned to him is the business office. First vice president responsible for coordinating Division 421's executive body. Spoke with our first vice president about that recently. So the upcoming May, I guess it would be January, March, April, May, June executive meeting should be led by our first vice president. But that's one of his responsibilities is to coordinate our executive body meetings. First vice president contacts the executive officers to remind them of the executive meeting. So that's the same thing as C, related to C. E, first vice president gives a monthly report to the executive body and membership of Division 421 on the progress of his work being done and completed by the executive body. So again, that primarily is under the business office, which Brother Macy's does provide a report on every other Thursday. First vice president, as well as on the executive meetings. First vice president is responsible to ensure that the second and third vice presidents complete their assignments in a timely manner. We don't have enough going on right now for that. So first vice president is responsible for working with the second VP and third VP and completing their assignments if needed and when needed. So again, we would like to execute that better, but with our current structure, we don't execute those responsibilities as well. The first vice president is responsible for checking with division presidents regularly to ensure the smooth operation of Division 421. So our business meetings on Thursdays kind of checks that box. First vice president is responsible to attend all Division 421 meetings and events. That includes tonight's event. So I'll speak with Brother Macy's in regards to that. Tonight's meeting, sorry. But as I've said with presidents, everyone that has that title or aspires to position of president, one of the key things is being present, being able to preside. So as I've said several times, the greatest ability that I've needed from our group, our executive body, is availability. So being present, being available, being at the meetings, setting, making sure we're taking care of our daily, weekly responsibilities so that we can set time aside, especially when it comes to second and fourth Sundays. That should be a staple in our schedule. We should be telling other people, hey, second, fourth Sunday, no, I can't. I'm already locked up. I'm tied up. I can't do it. Tuesday study groups is becoming regular, more and more regular. Thursday business meeting, first Saturday executive meeting. There's a president's call on first Wednesday, secretary call second Wednesday, African Legion meetings on Fridays. So we have to be available to be able to indulge in the communication and be a part of the discussion. First vice president is responsible for checking regularly, attend all meetings. In case of absence, Division 421 presidents, first vice president will assume the responsibilities of the president until his return. Any questions, comments on the office of president or first vice president? Sorry. Ooh. No comments, first vice president. This is an old document, second vice president currently being held by Malik Nelson. Yeah, so don't worry about all this information. This is I guess an older, I thought I pulled, so this is from January of this year. All right, yeah, so this was updated at the time. Second vice president shall assist first vice president in performance of such duties of his office as shall be responsible for the task assigned to him by first vice president. So same thing that says relationship between president, first vice president, second vice president have that same relationship. Second vice president is responsible for coordinating one of the important 43 offices of Division 421 that lines up with his skills and or assigned to him by the president. Brother Malik he's helping in several areas. membership, constitution, and he stepped up for labor and industry. He really wants to help us out with our labor and industry department, which yeah, but Brother Malik is handling those offices as well as financial because he's got some financial responsibility. So he's definitely stepping up and taking some leadership. Second vice president goes through coordinating. Okay. Second vice president is responsible for ensuring that Division 421's financial database is kept up to date and accurate. So we had our financial committee meeting this past Monday, and Brother Malik was there to make sure our members that are paying dues are getting credit for their dues, and we are sending the right amount of money out to parent body, and we are aware of how much is staying locally. So he's doing a great job with that. Second vice president gives a monthly report to the executive body and membership of Division 421 on the progress of works being done and completed by his office. So we have our regular executive body meeting kind of handles that at this time, but there aren't any specific assignments that Brother Malik is providing reports on. Second vice president is responsible to ensure that the third VP complete their assignments in a timely manner. So chain of command. Second vice president is responsible for working with third vice president and completing their assignments as needed. So support. Second vice president is responsible for checking with the division presidents regularly to ensure smooth operation of Division 421. So Brother Malik is doing a great job with that. We definitely stay in touch and stay on the same page. Second vice president is responsible to attend all Division 421 meetings and events. Brother Malik present today? All right, Brother Malik's not here. In case of the absence of Division 421's first vice president, second VP will assume the responsibilities of first VP until his return. So being able to hold the post for leadership. Questions, comments on second vice president? Okay. Brother Eric, are you there? Would you be able to help with the office of third vice president? Reading the responsibilities? Brother Eric, you there? Signing in.
Yeah, I'm right here.
Would you be able to read offices or responsibilities of third vice president for us, please?
I'll read my count. The third vice president shall assist the second vice president in performance of such duties of his office and shall be responsible for the tasks assigned to him by the second VP. The third vice president is responsible for coordinating one of the important 43 offices in Division 421 that lines up with his skills or an office assigned to him by the president. The third vice president is responsible for ensuring that Division 421's membership database is kept up to date and accurate. The third vice president gives a monthly report to the executive body and membership of Division 421 on the progress of works being done and completed in his office. Yeah, the third vice president is responsible to work with president, first and second VP in completing the works being done in their office when needed. The third vice president is responsible for checking with the division presidents regularly to ensure smooth operation of Division 421, and the third vice president is responsible to attend all Division 421's meetings and events. In the case of the absence of Division 421's second or third VP, in the case of the absence of Division 421's second VP, the third VP will assume the responsibilities of the second until his return.
Thank you, Brother Malik, and not Brother Malik, Brother Eric, sorry.
He-
And Brother Eric is leading our membership. Well, yeah, he's on. When I said Brother Malik was on membership, I meant Brother Eric. Brother Eric is helping with our membership department, and Brother Eric, this month should be a very busy month for our membership department.
It really is.
With the upcoming events, um, there should be a lot of opportunities for us to do some on the job training. So please make yourself available for that, and it'll be starting next weekend, Malcolm X Day, 18th and 19th. Any questions for our third vice president? Any questions for the office of third vice president? Okay. Thank you, Brother Eric. And also, President Ross, thank you for establishing and creating our original bylaws. So this stuff didn't come out of nowhere or come out of thin air. The previous administration took the time to document these responsibilities and make sure that we have a guide as a division. So thank you, President Ross, for that leadership and that guidance. Okay. Lady Vice Presidents, Sister Diane, are you there? Are you available to speak?
Yes, I am.
Would you please read the responsibilities of First Lady Vice President?
Okay. Office of the First Lady Vice President, Diane Marshall. So, Lady Vice President, the First Lady Vice President shall assist the Lady President in the performance of such duties of her office and shall be responsible for the task assigned to her by the Lady President. The First Lady Vice President is responsible for coordinating one of the important 43 offices in Division 421 that lines up with her skills or an office assigned to her by the President. The First Lady Vice President is responsible for working with Division 421's Executive Secretary to ensure all responsibilities of Division 421 secretaries are being completed. The First Lady Vice President shall assume the responsibility of any secretary's office in Division 421 in the case of an open office or absence of the secretary. The First Lady Vice President gives a monthly report to the
Sorry about that. I'm not really sure what happened.
Brother Ross, is he coming back on?
Yeah, he's back on.
Oh, good. Okay.
Screen share is loading. Okay, 1 second. Yeah. Sorry. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, sorry about that. See if I can share screen again.
I'm trying to remember. Was I on D?
I think either E or F. Well, shoot, they all start.
Okay. I'll start at D then. The First Lady Vice President shall assume the responsibility of any secretary's office in Division 421 in the case of an open office or absence of the secretary. E, the First Lady Vice President gives a monthly report to the executive body and membership of Division 421 on the progress of works being done and completed by her office. The First Lady Vice President is responsible to ensure that the Second Lady Vice President and Third Lady Vice President completes their assignment in a timely manner. G, the First Lady Vice President is responsible for working with the Second Lady Vice President and Third Lady Vice President in completing their assignments as needed. H, the First Lady Vice President is responsible for checking with Division 421's president regularly to ensure the smooth operation of Division 421. I, the First Lady Vice President, is responsible for being on the staff of Division 421, Division 421's Universal African Black Cross Nurses. J, the First Lady Vice President is responsible to attend all Division 421's meetings and events. K, in case of the absence of Division 421's Lady Vice President, the First Lady Vice President will assume the responsibility of the Lady President until her return. In case of the absence of Division 4, okay.
Thank you, Sister Diane. Excellent job. And Sister
Thank you.
Diane is her major office outside of Lady Vice President is our education coordinator. And she has taken taking the lead on our Race First study sessions that we've been holding on Tuesdays. And we will be continuing that this coming Tuesday. Is that correct, Sister Diane?
That is correct.
So everyone that gets an invitation to our mass meeting should also be getting an invitation to our Tuesday study groups. I don't think I've sent them out as of recent, for the last couple weeks. We just did Race First Chapter 1, which is the introduction. So I'll send it out for this upcoming class on Tuesday, where we'll go through Chapter 2. And I don't have. Is that correct, Sister Diane? Is that
We did the preface or the preface and Chapter 1.
Got you. I'll book it upstairs because we use it. Any questions for our First Lady Vice President?
Yes. First Lady VP, are we gonna do the whole book of race first in our study group? Because I see.
We are.
Okay, excellent. Brothers and sisters, y'all gotta be tuning in to our study groups on Tuesday night, because Race First explains what happened in the 20s all the way up until Marcus Garvey death, so that way we can know the struggles of our ancestors and the struggles of the UNIA when it first established. So each chapter in Race First is so vital. So brothers and sisters, I'm encouraging everybody to attend the study groups on Tuesday nights.
Yes, thank you, President Ross. And that also, I want to veggie back and promote our YouTube. So the class that we did on April 30th has been posted to YouTube. So if you would like to hear what we went over, you want to make sure you haven't missed anything, please check out that video. And also, I will also have our April 28th mass meeting up here shortly. We're still in the process of editing that video, but we try to post a lot of our meetings and informational sessions on YouTube for those that aren't able to attend them in person. Any other questions for our First Lady Vice President? And that YouTube is UNIA Division 421 Atlanta.
I just have a comment. First Lady VP, you did an excellent job on the last study group we had. I was listening to you read first Chapter 1, and it was very enlightening.
Thank you, Brother Ross.
Excellent job.
Thank you.
If there aren't any questions for our First Lady Vice President, I will move to our Second Lady Vice President. See if we have our Second Lady VP in training. Don't see her. Okay. Second Lady Vice President, we currently, Dr. Kuda is in training for this position. Office of Second Lady Vice President, their responsibilities per Division 421. Second Lady Vice President shall assist the First Lady Vice President in performance of such duties of her office and shall be responsible for the tasks assigned to her by the Lady President. Second Lady Vice President is responsible for coordinating one of the important 43 offices in Division 421 that lines up with her skills. Should be his or her skills. Well, yeah, it's Lady President. Okay, it's her skills and or an office assigned to her by the president. Currently, Second Lady Vice President is helping with our financial office, so keeping us up to date financially. Second Lady Vice President is responsible for coordinating and maintaining Division 421 social media sites. We haven't gotten to that training yet, but Second Lady Vice President, to my understanding, was helping with our Whirlwind newsletter, which would that would be a part of a form of social media. Second Lady Vice President gives a monthly report to the executive body and membership of Division 421 on the progress of works being done and completed by her office. Second Lady Vice President is responsible to ensure that the Third Lady Vice President completes their assignments in a timely manner. And the Second Lady Vice President is responsible for working with the Third Lady Vice President in completing their assignments. Second Lady Vice President is responsible for checking with Division 421's president regularly to ensure the smooth operation of Division 421. Second Lady Vice President is responsible for being on the staff of Division 421's Universal African Black Cross Nurses. So I did see that with our First Lady Vice President as well. So Sister Diane, we need to get with our Lady President. And I think Lady President just kicked that off last Friday, not this past Friday, but the Friday before that. We had our first Black Cross Nurses meeting, which is supposed to be held on the first and third Friday. So this coming Friday, we should have another Black Cross nurse, and I need our Lady Vice Presidents to be on board with those meetings in that committee, on that auxiliary rather. The Second Lady Vice President is responsible to attend all Division 421's meetings and events. In case of absence of Division 421's First Lady Vice President, Second Lady Vice President will assume the responsibility of First Lady Vice President until her return. Any questions, comments for our Office of Second Lady Vice President?
Yes, do we have a Second Lady Vice President?
We are trying, myself and Lady President have been trying to work with Dr. Kuda to have that role filled. We felt like she would be a good fit. But currently, yeah, she's the best candidate at this time. President Ross, you there?
Yes, thank you, President John. And also, do we have a Third Lady Vice President?
Great question. I was just getting to that section, and that is an official open position. We do not have anyone in training or anyone that has, I guess, expressed any interest recently. I'll put it that way, in regards to.
I want to nominate Sister Ifanidi because she's been with us for a while and she attends our meeting.
Well, let me, Sister Ifani, are you there? And I know she's been a longtime supporter. Sister Ifani, can you speak? Well, let me read through the responsibilities, and then we'll try to come back to Sister Ifani and see if it makes sense. Third Lady Vice President shall assist the First Lady Vice President and Second Lady Vice President in the performance of such duties of their office and shall be responsible for the tasks assigned to her by the Lady President. Third Lady Vice President is responsible for coordinating one of the important 43 offices of Division 421 that lines up with her skills and or an office assigned to her by the President. Third Lady Vice President is responsible for working with Division 421's publication, the Whirlwind Newsletter. Third Lady Vice President gives a monthly report to the executive body and membership of Division 421 on the progress of works being done and completed by her office. Third Lady Vice President is responsible for checking with Division 421's president regularly to ensure the smooth operation of Division 421. Third Lady Vice President is responsible for being on the staff of Division 421's Universal African Black Cross Nurses. Third Lady Vice President is responsible to attend Division 421's meetings and events. In case of absence of Second Lady Vice President, Third Lady Vice President will assume the responsibilities of Second Lady Vice President until her return. Sister Ifani, are you there? Okay. But the Third Lady Vice President currently is an open office. So any questions, comments for the office of Third Lady Vice President? And that will be our final Vice President office for tonight. No questions, no comments. Okay. Let me give me 1 second. Okay. If there aren't any questions or comments, let me close that and find yeah. Get back to the PowerPoint. Yeah, that will complete our section for the topic for tonight. There were supposed to be a few small presentations, but does not look like those individuals are available currently. So in the segue, I guess we'll kind of, if there's anything that we need to discuss from a officer standpoint, we'll briefly go through executive body updates, anything we'd like to share with the membership. Mine, I will hold off on. Mine kind of relate to the upcoming events. So I gotta put some information together. Yeah, I gotta put a slide together for that. So President Ross, anything you want to share from treasurer standpoint?
Not at this time, President John.
Okay, all right, thank you. Anybody have any questions for our treasurer? All right. I think next high ranking would be Sister Diane.
In regards to the office, the offices we discuss, or anything?
Well, pretty much. I mean, from an office standpoint first, but if there's anything in addition that you want to share, please do.
Nothing to share. Just looking forward to the upcoming event. Malcolm X event, which is next weekend, I think.
Yes, it is.
Next weekend.
Yes,
This
it is.
weekend.
So
This weekend coming up.
So looking forward to that. Want to make sure we have all the materials that we'll have at the tables, and just looking forward to a successful event.
Likewise. Yeah, I understand. Thank you, Sister Diane.
Mhm.
Any questions for our First Lady Vice President, Office of First Lady Vice President?
I have a question, in reference to treasurer.
Treasurer, yes.
Consul General Attorney Imitap Kibalan came to the office this afternoon.
Yep.
And me and him sat down and put together the payment links, different payment links that we have for Division 421. And in your email, usually when you send out the agenda, you put the payment links down the bottom.
Yeah.
One of the links ain't working. I think the link that says cash.me/PayPal.
Hold on.
So we're probably gonna need the PayPal link for Saturday for members to pay their dues.
All right, give me 1 second. Pop this out. Maximize, share screen. I don't want that. Too much. You see my screen with the email?
Yes. You sent that out today?
Yes. So one of them's PayPal. That goes to, I don't know if this, you probably can't see where it went, yeah. That one is working. What happened to my? So PayPal is working. Give me 1 second, I'll check the next one.
This is what it goes to. So
Yeah,
how do you pay your dues if you go back to this? Yeah. How do you pay your dues here? So how could it be working if there's no link to pay the dues?
all right, hold on. Well, this is, all right, that is, okay, this link, you can send any amount of money that you want to send. So whether it's $5 for a shirt or whatever, or $46 for dues. There's no, is that why you saying like
There's
this
no
one?
payment link that says, all right, pay your year dues or pay your month dues or anything.
All right, hold on.
That might be confusing. So we need a direct link for PayPal. So when they click on the link, they can just do the payment. But that doesn't have no payment link. That's what me and Attorney Kibalan was discussing earlier today.
All right,
So
hold
we
on.
wanted to ask you if you can find the direct link.
Okay. So, all right, I'm back on the email again, right? Everybody with me?
Yeah,
So this one is the fourth one. This is the last one. The main one is cbpm.org/421 funds. That one takes us here to where we have the drop down menu. So
everybody should know that on the drop down menu, A and B includes the Black Government ID, C and D doesn't, and E is just for the Black Government ID itself.
So the way it's broken up, this is great. This is great, but this is locked in. So if somebody wanted to give $8, they wouldn't be able to do that through this system, to my understanding.
What do you mean $8? Okay, the amount that's not, yeah, they only can give the amounts that's shown.
Right. So from a charitable standpoint, if somebody wanted to give $1, $2, the other option allows that. It's almost like Cashapp, where you can just set the amount that you want to give. So I was trying to, and you always know my vision is to prevent any opportunity to where individuals can't provide funds.
Okay,
If somebody says, "Oh, I wanted to give you $1, but the only thing y'all can, the lowest that you had was $4," and now we just lost $1 because we don't have a way to receive $1. Or if I want to give, $20, and all you had was $4 or Well, 21, that's kind of close, but you see what I'm saying. That maybe I should emphasize.
Don't PayPal have a direct link to pay the year dues that we could use?
Direct link to pay year dues, so that would be either the 49 or the 7062.
Click on that and let's see where the link carry us.
See, no, it don't. This is it. It doesn't go anywhere.
No,
This
you have to hit subscribe. You have to hit subscribe.
okay.
Okay. So I guess because you have the PayPal account with the division, it's bringing this up.
Yeah,
Oh,
the,
okay, it's okay.
yeah, I think we're doing the best that we can. The link sends them to this page, and then based on their personal inputs, when they hit subscribe into this PayPal system, it'll automatically, pull them to their individual PayPal account instead of, because this one goes to ours, but it wouldn't be the same for everybody else.
Okay, okay. And people should recognize that when you hit subscribe, you can either pay with PayPal or you can choose the second option, pay with a debit card. Hit subscribe again. So you scroll down.
No, I think this is like asking me to
Yeah,
log
so
in.
right there, you could log in and pay with PayPal, or you can click that link there, pay with debit card or credit card.
Gotcha.
Okay. Because that's what problem that we had with Marcus Garvey last year. A lot of people wanted to pay, but everybody wasn't able to get everybody's payment. So what me and Brother Imhotep discussed is that we're gonna have little slips that have all the payment options on it. So we'll be able to give anybody who signs up for membership, we'll be able to give them that slip and they can choose which option they want and go ahead and pay their dues to kind of speed up the process.
We got you. Any other questions on our payment systems? And great question. Let's see. So I'll take the opportunity to remind everyone to pay their dues. Make sure you are an active member of the UNIA. There's only two types of members: those that are ordinary members by race, and those that are active that pay their monthly dues to the upkeep of the government. So best one that I would recommend, cbpm.org/421. Do your automatic recurring dues payment. Oh wait, not this one. Not that one. This one, cbpm.org/421 funds. Do your recurring payment system, lock it in, $50 a year. You don't have to worry about it. Or you can pay, monthly, yearly through Cashapp, PayPal. So, any other questions on payment system before we proceed, or our Office of Treasurer? Okay, Brother Eric, I believe you will be up next as third vice president. Anything you would like to share with the family? Anything we need to be aware of? And I do see.
I had a question.
I do
You said
see
what?
hold on one second.
Yeah, what's up?
Hold on one second. Brother JT, I see that you're with us. Thank you for joining. I know your time is limited and short. For the family out there, again, this is Brother JT. This is the UNIA-ACL organization founded by the Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey, in Jamaica in 1914. We continue that legacy in that organization today. For the family out there, I invited Brother JT to come in and to speak on the importance of the upcoming election for Fulton County Sheriff. Brother JT is running for that position. And again, like I said, I just wanted him to have opportunity to share with the family and let us know how we can get involved with the election process. Brother JT, is there anything, and do you have anything I can share while you speak, or can I just pull up?
You can just pull up my website, James JT Brown for Sheriff, and it will come up.
Okay.
Yes, James JT Brown for Sheriff. I have a whole website.
Is it like FOR or for a number?
Yeah, just put in James JT Brown for Sheriff, and it should come up. That simple.
FF.
Yeah, 2024.
My phone. Okay. I think we got you. What is this? Let me. Why does it look like this? What am I doing? Give me 1 second. I'm sorry. What's going on with my internet? James JT Brown for Sheriff. This site can't be reached.
I'd put it in the
Let me make sure let me share my
in the
screen.
chat.
I'll do this.
You put in JT at jamesjtbrown.com. Try that. That's it right there. That's it. Yeah, that's it.
What's going on with my computer?
Yeah, that's it.
It can't be reached. It might be something wrong with my computer.
Try link in down below. It may come up on that. But that's the website.
So the LinkedIn link is trying. All right. Well, let me share this.
Okay.
Yeah. This is what I got for the LinkedIn.
Yeah.
All my stuff.
Yeah, the other one's better, of course, but we can go with that one if you want to.
It's in the chat if anyone actually in the call and not watching later wants to click it.
Thank you, Brother Eric. Brother JT, I don't belabor your time. Please, you have the floor, my brother.
Okay. Well, good afternoon, everyone, and good happy Mother's Day to the mothers out there. I am James JT Brown, and I always say this before I open up. Praise the Lord in the name of Jesus. I am James JT Brown, and I'm running for sheriff of Fulton County. I call myself a transformational leader. I'm also a law enforcement CEO, and let me tell you why. I'm a graduate of Morehouse College. I have a master's degree from Central Michigan University Administration, and I went on to complete a doctoral program in management and organizational leadership. I have 2 more chapters to go in my dissertation. I've been with the sheriff's office. Well, I was with the sheriff's office for 30 years. I worked at all 3 major divisions, jail, courts, and law enforcement division. A member of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, Ebenezer Baptist Church. But right now, the Fulton County Sheriff's Office is in a crisis. And you see we had 28 deaths under this current administration, which is unheard of. I work under 6 sheriffs, and we've never had that many deaths because of negligence. So I'm running to bring back a safe, humane, and sustainable jail. I'm a humanitarian. I have a program. It's called the 3D program. I'm dealing with the death, the dollars, and the diversions. Okay, because right now we see that jail, like I stated, is in a crisis in both areas. Mismanagement of the money is not being used appropriately. The county commissioners had to take away the inmate welfare fund from the current sheriff because of mismanagement. And let me tell you how important this was. That fund was created by Daddy King back in the 50s for the civil rights personnel who went to jail so they could be taken care of. It was a special fund. So that fund has lasted up until now, taking care of every detainee in there, whether it be from toilet paper to shoes or whatever was needed. And this current administration took those funds and misappropriated using it for fancy vehicles. You probably saw that on the news. Me being a deputy sheriff, I'm just, all of the retirees are upset and outraged about our badge being tarnished over there. And that's one reason I'm running to bring back the accountability and respect back to the sheriff's office. Because I mean, I'm from Morehouse College, and we were taught when there's a social problem, do something about it. If not, you just as wrong for not doing it. I don't know. I remember Willie Ricks was on campus with us those whole 4 years that I was there, and he used to always say, "Pamberi nastu Maringa," almost with the revolution. And I always remember him saying about Marcus Garvey, talking about how Marcus Garvey had his movement and stood up for something. So I applaud you all for standing up for your cause, like I'm standing up for this inhumanitarian cause that's going on at the sheriff's office. So I hope you all hear my position on this, and I hope you can stand by me, because this is a Black man in there dying. Look like, no, it's called social death. That's what sociologists call it. That means when a group of people have been forgotten about in society and they just let them go. And that's what's been happening. But like I said, I'm a humanitarian. A deputy sheriff is a caretaker. If the deputy doesn't have that attitude, they don't need to be a deputy sheriff, because once that person is arrested and comes into our facility and our care, they don't have anybody else to go to. I've helped many people while I was there. I've done much community service while I was a deputy. Before I was a deputy, when I was a little kid, I was doing community service. I knew what I wanted to be when I was little. I was just fortunate enough to go to Morehouse, and I was able to find the right law enforcement agency to go to, because I always wanted to be a cop, like I said, since I was little. But when I got to Morehouse, I understood how important the sheriff's role was in the community and how they mistreated the Blacks. That's when I decided to join the Fulton County Sheriff's Office. But anyway, I don't want to talk too much. Thank you all for listening to me, and Pamberi nastu Maringa. Thank you.
Brother JT, when is the election? Is the 21st? Brother JT, are you there? Brother JT, I can't hear you if you say anything. But I believe I need to do some research in the background on when the election is.
Yeah, it's May 21st.
Yes.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah. So please get out and vote for me, James JT Brown. There's other candidates out there, but remember, you want a candidate who can handle the budget, because the sheriff's office is the biggest budget in the county. You want somebody who knows the law enforcement part. I worked at one division, all the divisions. And you want somebody like with mayor-like qualities, because running the sheriff's office is like running a city. So remember that, please. Vote for me, James JT Brown, for sheriff 2024. And thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thank you. Anybody have any
JT,
questions?
can you put your email?
I
Yeah. My email address is jt@jamesjtbrown.com. And it's on my website when you look it up.
Can you talk a little bit about your diversion plans?
Oh, you like to, okay. Yeah, my diversion plans. I'm glad it's good. So death, dollars, and diversion. That's my plan. So he wants to talk about diversion. Now, in the diversion, the first part of the diversion is dealing with the youth, to make sure that the youth can read, because when I was in the war division, and we went out to do juvenile warrants. The problem when I asked the kids, the major issue why they dropped out of school was because they couldn't read and they got teased while they were in school. So I said, if I ever got in charge, I was going to have a literacy program and what I called a crisis intervention precinct that I'm going to have in North, East, South, and West Fulton County for people to come to for resources. And that's just one of the resources there in that precinct. And the second part of the diversion is going to be the detainees while they're in there. I'm going to make sure they get some education, whether it be GED training or some vocational training, which is cosmetology for the women and hair cutting, something they can use and have a job when they get out. The third part of that is going to be what I call community transition center. So when they do get out and they haven't completed our program, while they're in there, they can complete it and plus have a mentorship with grassroots organizations that I'm going to have in our crisis intervention center. So like you all would probably have a place there where you can mentor your groups because it's going to be faith-based and culture-based. And you guys, I guess you would be culture-based more than probably faith-based. But I'm going to have organizations there so people can gravitate to your ideology if they like it. And that way they have mentors to cling on to and learn by and give them some substance out here instead of building a $2 billion jail. That's what I'm going to do. And that's going to bring the jail population down when you have programs like that. So I'm going to hit it from both angles with the youth so they don't go into jail. And then from the detainees who have gotten out so they won't come back in what we call recidivism.
So,
Thank you.
and I have a quick question.
Yes.
Thank you, sir, for attending today.
Oh, you're welcome. Right. I'm honored to be here. Really, I am.
So I do like the idea of intervening with the youths prior, keep them out
Mm-hmm.
so they're not feeding the industrial complex called the prison. And
Right.
I also like the idea of having something for people that are getting out. But one of the things that it's probably something that you've thought of already, I'm sure, that could also be beneficial is something while they're in there. So they're, getting some acquiring skills.
Mm-hmm.
So when they come out, they could also, get employed.
Yes, you probably missed that, but I did state that. I said while the detainees are in there, I'm going to have education program or vocational program for them, so they can learn a skill. Because believe it or not, my barber was a detainee and he was a trustee. The trustees took care of the jail, so I used to talk to him every day when I was over there at the jail. So he was a big dope boy. I'm just gonna be frank. He was a big dope boy. He got 15 years, went down the road, and when he got out, I was in Hateville one day, and he said Brown, and when I hear somebody say Brown, I know where they know me from, and I don't have to worry about getting hit in the head because I never treated anyone disrespectful or anything like that. So he said, man, I got out, I did my time. And I said, so what are you doing now? He said, I'm cutting hair. I learned how to cut hair while I was in the state system. And he said, why don't you come by and get your hair cut? So that was like 19 years ago. So he's been cutting my hair for 19 years. And my son has been going to him since he's 5. My son is 18 now. So we've been there. So I know people can be rehabbed and people can be given a second chance. Because I'm seeing many more people too that I've run into that's just doing good, and you wouldn't even know if they had done time before. So I'm all for rebuilding while they're in there.
That's great.
Oh, yeah.
Any more questions? I'm here. I mean, I'm on your time.
Thank you, Brother JT. Any other questions for candidate for Fulton County Sheriff, Brother JT Brown, James JT Brown? Well, go ahead.
I said I got one.
Go ahead, brother.
Okay.
I'm not sure what the what's the word jurisdiction is for Fulton County compared to I guess other counties. So I was gonna look that up in a little bit, but what I was wondering why you were saying it was in I see the coverage, I see the website and all that. I read all the things a little, but I wanted to ask, what do you have any plans for what's your time scale like, if that makes sense? Like when you're elected in office, do you have plans for like the first like 3 months, or
What?
like I'm like, or actually let me rephrase that real quick because I have an example. You said something about a facility, right? Like things were
Right.
good there for the youth and for
Mm-hmm.
other people. Are there things that are sooner also?
That are what now?
That are sooner as well? Like
Well,
are there
well,
things
soon as I get in office, I'm gonna have this stuff implemented. I've already talked to grassroots organizations. Only thing I have to do is probably rent a building, our trailers. It's just a matter of us getting in office because I'm gonna have limited resources being a sheriff. The thing about being a sheriff, you can do what you want to with that budget. So I'm gonna have the budget to do what I need to do ASAP because I'm gonna talk to the county commissioners and they know that we're in a crisis. So I'm pretty sure they're gonna give me what I want, as far as money wise. So my time scale is gonna be day one. We're gonna start implementing this. We can't wait no 2 or 3 months. So day one, I'm gonna start getting these programs in place. And my time frame though probably be the first year to have everything in order. I'm talking about from getting the building rehab, because even if they build a new jail, the new jail won't be built until 2029. So I got to come up with a solution right now. And that's why you need a leader like me with the education, who is taking financial management, quantitative methods, qualitative methods, and understands a feasibility study and can talk to these people and tell them what I need right now, not tomorrow. See, I know what I need right now. When you guys are educated, I can tell when you do a study, you know all the plans in the study, and you know what to put in that study and what you need to get things done. And that's what I have, that knowledge. So now we hitting the ground day one. I'll probably be, my office is going to be at the jail, not downtown at 185 Central Avenue where it is now, because the problem is over at the jail. I'm getting that rehab, get that orderly over there first. I hope that kind of answers your question. But yeah, day one, we're gonna
no,
be
it most
rolling.
definitely did. Which one? I'm about to type it in real quick. You said at which one? Which one you said it was the starting?
Oh, I'm starting at the jail first, getting that in order, because
Oh,
that's where
literally
the
just
deaths
Fulton
are.
County
Yeah.
jail.
Yep. You got to start at the jail because you had 28 deaths there. So day one, we're gonna go in there. We're gonna see where the major problems are. Then we're gonna come up with solutions. Then we're gonna implement those solutions. Then we're gonna evaluate them.
For the audience
Okay.
clarity, that's Fulton County Jail. Is that-
Right, the Fulton County Jail, because it's out of order right now.
Thank
Are you talking about since the year began, or are you talking about last year's numbers?
No, ma'am, it's out of control right now. We had 3 deaths already there this year.
What?
We had 3 deaths this year alone.
What are your theories on what's going on? Do you have any thoughts on what might be going on?
Leadership. It's no leadership. Like I stated, I worked under 6 sheriffs. We did our job. We had policy and procedures to go by, and those policies and procedures, we were accountable for them. We had a lieutenant, sergeant, deputies. We were all well trained. So if you train your personnel, put the correct management in place, and hold everybody accountable with that policy and procedure and training, you won't have negligent deaths. Because the thing about law enforcement is all about training, implementing, and evaluating. Just like the use of force, we have a use of force continuum that says, first is your officer's presence, then is your speech. I'll call it verbal judo. Next, it might, if the person escalates, you might use your aspartame, then it goes up. But if you train that officer right, you won't even have to go up but one notch. When you come there with an officer's presence and you're talking with a good verbal judo in a de-escalation manner, you can talk a person down. I've done it. I was in the warrant division for years, and I've been shot at, spit on, cut, and all that, but I've never hurt anybody. So it's all about training and policy and procedure and implementing.
Okay,
What
that
is
makes
your-
sense.
law
It's like how,
enforcement officer, what's your opinion of Cop City? Will the sheriff's office have any
No.
part in that?
No, the sheriff has nothing to do with Cop City. That's a city of Atlanta issue. We have our own training facilities out over on Camp Creek in the middle of nowhere. You'll never find it. And that's for a reason. So you won't disturb people's everyday activity.
Okay.
Any other questions for Sheriff candidate JT Brown?
Yes. Brother JT, I want to thank you for coming on the call today. My name is Russ Marvin. And are you going to remember us if you get in office?
Hey, sir, I'm on the phone on Mother's Day, right?
Yes.
My wife is in the background waiting. And I told her, I said, I gotta get on with this organization because I met this is Dr. Judas, right?
Yes.
Yes, Dr. Julius
Yeah.
Nayeri, but
Yeah.
yes,
Yes, I met him, and it's Morehouse man, correct?
Mhm.
what? Yes, yes.
So I had to be on this call, but no, he has my personal cell phone number, and check this out. He has my wife's. So if he trust me, if he can't get me, call my wife. She will get me. Okay, we people powered. I need people like you all, organizations, because that's the problem now. You got these what are called contractors at the jail giving this current administration money and what he needs, and they don't care about the people. They just care about their contract getting renewed. They don't care about those 28 black men who died in there. It's a generation that's been cut off. Every black man that died is a generation that's been cut off. And I just couldn't. The atrocity, we got to stop it. We got to stop it somewhere. Just like your organization. Just like I said, Willie Ricks preached to us, Pamberi Nasta Moringa. Onward with the revolution. I just doing it in a different way.
Well, we're honored to have you here today because I think you're the highest potential candidate that has joined our meeting.
Well, thank you.
I don't
Thank
think
you.
We've had a higher candidate. Do you have a flyer that promotes
Yeah.
your?
Yeah, I have it right here. I'm just trying. I will, Doc. I get something to you. I'll come by your office or wherever you want me, and I'll bring you guys some flyers, and you can look at my website.
Do you have a digital copy? We put out a weekly newsletter.
Oh,
and
okay.
we have a newsletter going on.
Let me ask
tonight.
Mo. Do we have a digital copy of? Yeah. My wife said we do.
Okay, I'm going to put my email in the chat.
Okay.
I'm one of the editors of our division's publication, and we have an issue going on tonight, so we'd love to promote you. So we just need the flyer to promote you.
Oh,
push you for
okay.
membership.
You're gonna put it in the chat right now. I'll look at the chat.
Yeah, let me put my email in the chat for you
All right.
and my name. But we wish you all the success.
Well, thank you all.
In the beginning, you said you was a member of SCLC or a few other organizations and things. Are you willing to become a member of UNIA 421?
Well, this is what I'm gonna do. I'll send me the information, and I'll look. Everybody ask me that. Hey, will you join my organization? I'm gonna tell you this. I'm a member of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, and that's the only organization that I'm in right now, and that keeps me busy. We do voter registration, homeless drives, and that keeps me very, very busy. Plus, I do my own. I'm volunteer for 20 years at a hospice hospital off of Pollard Street over there. I do a lot in the community. But send me the information and I'll look at it.
Okay, I just texted you my email address. Russ Marvin is my name. So
Oh yeah, I see it. And let me give you my number to you all so you can call me. So you can't say you couldn't get in contact with me. My phone number is 404-484-2065.
well, we definitely
And Mr. Marvin, text
Can
me.
you repeat it again? Radio slow, please.
Okay.
Okay, somebody put it in. That's great.
Yeah.
No problem.
All right. So, all right. Any more questions? I mean, I'm yours. I don't have. I'm not in a rush. Like I said, my wife's waiting for dinner. But
I'll have a quick question before you go to
Okay.
dinner.
all right.
So the deaths that occur, it might sound like conspiracy, but I'll just say conspiracy for lack of a different word. That there's conspiracy that there is an attack on the black male, and in this country. And so are these deaths usually because of internal prison violence, or could they be something a little more sinister?
Well, that's a good question. Right now is mostly in-house gangs, but the problem is they're tearing up the jail because they're not maintaining it because they want a new jail. So it's a safety issue with the jail. And I don't think it's somebody did a conspiracy to do it. It's us doing it to us, the gang members in there. And it's no accountability with the department doing what they're supposed to do. But when I get in there, guess what? I'm not put it this way. When I get in there first day, I'm not gonna be blind to anything. So I'm glad you brought that up, because I'm even gonna look into that to make sure that's not going on. And I'm not joking about that. Remember, I went to Morehouse. I've been taught. In our assembly, we used to have to go to assembly hall every week to hear different speakers. We had African witch doctors in there from Africa come speak to us. I've heard everybody speak, from Desmond Tutu to the witch doctors to Daddy King. So my mind is very open. So what you said, like I said, Willie Ricks was on our campus every day. I used to talk to him all the time. So I'm gonna take things like that into consideration and make sure that's not happening, because I know it can happen.
I just want to piggyback on the young lady that just got off there. Once you find a solution, because I live in Cobb and we have a similar problem, so I think she might be on to something. So just keep that in your back of your mind. And I just want to thank you for running, and thank you for what all you stand for. And blessings, my brother. Blessings.
Well, thank you for that. I'm glad to hear that.
One last question. So,
Yes.
who did you say wants a new jail? Is it the
Fulton County?
inmates or the
No, the current sheriff wants a new jail.
Oh.
He wants to
Gotcha.
build a $2 billion jail.
Gotcha.
And you know what will happen when you do that? It'll fill up in a week. I guarantee you. We don't need that. We don't
Why
need
don't
no
they
more.
build a $2 million educational institution?
or
vote
rehabilitation.
Well, that's why you need to
shelter.
That's
A
why
homeless
you need to
shelter.
vote. That's why you need to vote for me for sheriff, because my CIT programs are going to do things like that. I'm going to build 4 of them.
What's CIT?
Crisis intervention precincts.
So is your idea of, is there a philosophy of incarceration around rehabilitation into society, like therapeutic oriented? You know what I mean? Rather than just punitive, because that is needed, I believe, too.
Well, that's where my, if I correct me if I'm wrong, that's where my faith-based and culture organizations are going to come in. for that.
That's us. That's us.
Right. That's what exactly.
So definitely let us know when it's happening, because we definitely want to be represented.
Right. Well, if you vote for me, it's gonna happen. It ain't when it's gonna happen. If you go and tell everyone, do what you can, like we're doing May 21st to get me in there, it ain't gotta be no more guesses. This is gonna be going down January the 1st when I get in there.
For the sake of recording and for information and all of that, say what's the day again of voting to turn up and show up, you mean?
Okay, right now is early voting up until May 17th. The actual day of voting is May 21st, 2024. May 21st, 2024.
What are the current percents right now? Or I'll look at I could look it up later, but what are the current, do you know what the if it's pre right now, does that mean it's not out? What are the current?
No, I don't
projections
think
for
it is. I
No?
hadn't seen it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We'll see when that one turns up. May 20. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, for sure. I'll keep an eye on that.
Okay.
And to vote, we just have to be registered to vote.
Yeah, just register to vote. Go down there, vote. I tell your neighbor, whoever. If you're not registered, tell somebody who is. Yep.
Well, your program sounds very revolutionary, and we wish you all the best, because otherwise this what's going on right now is just horrible, and it will continue.
Exactly. It will continue until somebody does something about it. I call myself a 21st century sheriff, because it's going to take some new ideology and thinking to make this whole system change. Paradigm shift.
In the event that you don't become our next sheriff, would you still be willing to try to implement some of the changes you're talking about? Would you keep working for it?
I'm going to do it. It ain't I am going to do what I say. Trust me. I hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me show you something. I don't know if you can see this. Okay. Can you see me?
I can see you.
Okay. You see this in my hand? This is just one plaque I got from doing some service in the community. This was from 2005, right? I got a whole bunch of community service awards, but let me show you what's important that I've had this ideal. This is an AJC paper. And see what it says, 30318? Can everybody see that?
That's a zip code up there.
Right. Now, if you look at the date up here, this was December the 18th, 2004. Okay, so if we turn on here, it says, where's the most crime in Atlanta? That's what the article was. So this is what I did. I was still with the sheriff's office, and I had just got out of what's called a crisis intervention training. And this article came out a week after. I went to the chief, our chief, who's up under the sheriff. I said, Chief, I just got out of crisis intervention training, and it's just an article came out showing where everybody who got incarcerated lives, mostly in Fulton County. This was for the state of Georgia in 30318. So I kept this article, and I went to him and I said, can I start a mini crisis intervention precinct in that area? That way we'll help those people before they do crime, and that'll cut down on the jail population. You know what? They looked at me like I was crazy. They looked at me like, and I got the article, I saved it. I never thought I'd be running for sheriff. And I told my wife, I said, I'm gonna bring that article and I'm gonna start my crisis intervention precinct, because I wanted to do it years ago. Could you imagine if we had done that? The incarceration rate would have been going down, but they didn't want to hear it. So no, I'm gonna do it.
Have you identified the players who are in the for-profit incarceration business, like the for-profit prison sector?
Industrial.
Yeah, but
there's a whole industry growing that would be counter of what you're saying. And are you prepared to outmaneuver that industry? Because they want to make.
Well, one thing about the county right now, we're not privatized. Everything falls on the sheriff. It falls on the sheriff. So that I don't have to worry about the privatization of the jail because the county doesn't do that. Now, I'm going to say this. That might happen if this other sheriff comes in, because my thing is, why do you want to, you could imagine the kickbacks you would get on the $2 billion jail, because he's really pushing it. You look in the paper, he's pushing it hard. So that would be something he probably is doing. Now, I can't say it, but me being an educated man and being a deputy for 30 years, who knows? I'm sure it's something to that. But with me, no, that's not going to happen, because I'm going to have sovereign power, as they say with the sheriff's office.
That's true.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions for candidate for sheriff, Brother JT?
Comment. We wish you all the success, and we're behind you. And we're going to promote you through our newsletter to thousands of people.
Okay. Also, I need canvassers for the next 2 weeks. If anybody can canvass, please call me. And the canvas means you just hold my sign at the polling booths. You ain't got to be jumping up and down, nothing like that. And we usually do an hour interval. So I need everybody, just help me on that. And that would be most great. I'd be grateful for that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, definitely. Please reach out
to
Brother JT and help out with the campaign.
Yeah.
Thank you, Brother JT, for your time.
Okay. Take care, you all. Have a good day.
Thank you. And happy
Thank
Mother's Day to
you.
your wife.
Take care.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Yes. Bye.
Okay. So that was our special guest candidate for Fulton County Sheriff, Brother JT Brown. Any comments before we get back to our reports?
Yes. How did you link him up, President John?
It's through Brother Gerald and Nation of Islam.
I was about to say, Nation of Islam is good for the culture too, of rehabilitation instead of returning.
They had
Right, and
they had a gathering past weekend. What was the gathering for? I think it was specifically for Brother JT. So they were kind of, I mean, he basically had their support. I got a chance to speak with him for some time. And in the process, I felt, it would be good to have him on our call to introduce him as a candidate to our membership. And, if we, give our members an opportunity to vet him for our support. So that's pretty much what it was about. And I think he's a good brother. More, not necessarily in things that he says, more so just a vibe that I got in his presence and his reputation. He's, from 37 years in law enforcement. He comes highly recommended, I guess I could say, or he's got a good reputation and good character. So that speaks a lot.
Good job, President John.
If he's speaking to Nation of Islam and UNIA, I think that's very bold for a mainstream politician, because honestly, even, our politicians, even the black ones, they don't want to associate with organizations like that, because honestly, there would be a lot of voters that would turn off.
Yes.
Yeah. So it would be very, very amazing if he becomes elected and he still will publicly say that he would affiliate or, cooperate with black organizations like ours. That's real different for mainstream politics.
Yes. Yeah, and I think that speaks a lot.
Jewish group in a heartbeat, but they will not be endorsed by a specifically Black organization like ours.
Yes. And I think that speaks a lot to his virtues. He's looking for solutions. He knows that grassroots organizations, we have the relationships and we have those solutions. So I definitely commend him for his bravery to stand on these relationships. Any other questions before we proceed? 6:48 on a Mother's Day. Brother Eric, I think it looks like Brother Eric may have dropped off. Oh no, Brother Eric's still there. Brother Eric, we were kind of in the middle of your opportunity to share as third vice president. Brother Eric, you there?
Yeah, I'm right here. It is, I don't want to drag anything too long. So I'm thinking a little bit, but mostly about what I just heard a little, because I didn't, that was cool. That was interesting. I think only because of what he just said. He said that that working with two different, like working with organizations in general and going where he's going,
Mm-hmm.
you know, he seems he's been smart this whole time, so I assume it'll just keep staying that way. But I don't know how to. I don't. In fact, not really. But that's the wrong word to use. But you know what I'm saying. Like, however, that's definitely, you know what I'm saying. I'm not saying not show out, but you know, that's a very effective territory, for lack of better. I don't know how else to say it. But the only thing I had originally was I guess just doubling down on before. Those slides from before are still relevant. There were jail things related, so that would be cool. Now that I know about that guy, I'm gonna reach out to him and like I'll keep track of that, see how that goes. I'm gonna read more about the website, because again, we do have, like, separately from any of that and also individually, there's programs for that anyway. Just because we have people like that around us doesn't mean we just let them do the entire thing. You know what I'm saying? We still have our uh portion of it,
Yes.
I guess, to handle. But as a group and as, like, you know, people, so that means voting or research or whatever, you know, whatever your version of participation is. But I'm not gonna go over the other presentation. I mean, yeah, no. But the presentation from before, there were jail related slides, of course. Following up later, we need to get that sorted out more internally, I feel.
Mm-hmm.
I sent an email recently, one of my reports. Again, in context, that's the only reason why I'm hesitating right now, like how I am, because of that was interesting that dude came, but that JT came, but I think that it's I don't know. It's about our recording though, is my whole point. I think that in the context of effective, just being effective, I think it's super effective, and that we are being effective, and that that's public.
Mm-hmm.
It's all I guess that's the most depth I would be able to go into now, but I hope that makes sense. That's just the things that I'm really, those are the present things, if I were to, you know, just try and keep it where it is.
I got you.
If that makes sense. If there's any questions about anything I said, I can answer them. I can talk for way longer about it.
It makes sense to me. Any questions from the floor for our third vice president?
Well said. I think he's saying basically that it's a strategic territory, and if everything he has into place come into fruition, it can make a significant impact. And all of us, I'm sure, are hoping that he doesn't turn out like all politicians who say they're going to do this and that, and then they get into office, they have little control, you know. But he sounds like he's serious, and so we'll just have to stand behind him and see what happens.
First thing we got to do is do our research, but yeah, the intention is to know who is going into doing all of that and who can make the best decision that represents what we think. It sounds great. It sounds great, and I believe him so far. And I'm not saying that to cede anything at whatsoever. I'm saying that, it seems well so far, but it's the point of me even saying anything in the first place was what you just said just then. Just get behind it off rip. I agree. And that choosing the right person will make a lot of things happen. That's all I'm saying.
Yes. In regards to choosing the right person, there are 4 options.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to know. Who else was? I didn't get to look. These are the people.
Patrick Labatt is the incumbent sheriff. James J.T. Brown just spoke with Joyce Farmer,
Thank you.
but I'm not sure who she.
Yes, I'm in the process of applying.
Ross Marvin, your line is open.
You muted yourself instead of him.
Thank you. Kurt Beasley. So it's 4 candidates. I'm not sure as to the politics or positions behind each of them.
Yeah.
The only thing that we have right now is Sheriff Labatt's record and Brother JT, speaking to how he would correct or fix that record.
First of all, I dropped this. I didn't mean to do that. But if it's still my turn, off rip, I'm again if it's a little in context, you know what I'm saying? I think just from first impressions, I think it's fine. Not like representatively. I'm not like I'm not choosing anything or anything, but having records is a very, very, very good sign. That's a good trait to keep around. Yeah, I'll keep it right there. Yeah. That's a good. He had the newspaper ready, so it is what it is.
Yep.
Pat Labatt. Yeah, I'm gonna do. I'll do a little. I guess I'll share that as well. I'll put together what I find on these guys here.
Yes, but yeah, these are individuals
He seems to
of
be in first place though.
these are individuals of authority, so we should know who they are and the policies of the candidates. So great question, Brother Eric. Any other questions for our 3rd Vice President?
It's not exactly for Eric, but I was just wondering those of us who are hard, how many of us are Fulton County residents and how many of us are registered to vote?
How many of us are Fulton County residents and how many of us are registered to vote?
Yeah, who are on the call tonight. I know I am.
I think it's just Georgia. He didn't say we have to be in Fulton to do that.
No, you gotta be in Fulton County. He's running for Fulton County Sheriff.
Yeah, kind of specific. I'm not sure the actual number myself. Ross Marvin, Sister Cicely, maybe all 3 that are in Fulton County.
I'm in Cobb.
Got you. Thank you, Sister Ifani. We got you at Marietta, Georgia. So it looks like just 3 of us currently in Fulton County.
Okay. I actually like him though, because I've been meaning to check them all out before I go vote, and I actually like him.
So you knew of him before he got here?
Oh yeah, I know who the candidates are.
Wow. Okay, beautiful.
I just haven't checked out all their records. I usually investigate, do some Google searches on all these candidates before I vote for them.
Okay. Well, okay. Based on what you know, he seems like okay guy.
Yeah, he did. He sounded good. The one thing I was saying, I was impressed that he spoke to, Black organizations such as ours, because most politicians, even the Black ones, would keep their distance from the UNIA and the Nation of Islam. So for him to be willing to do that, that says volumes right there.
Sure.
I just hope that he would publicly keep that affiliation with us if he gets elected, but the fact that he spoke to us, that's good.
So, thank you, Brother Cornelius. Any other closing comments before we proceed? Closing comments in regards to Sheriff candidate, Brother JT Brown. Okay. So we just got a couple officers left, and then we'll open up for member share. Brother Art, anything that you'd like to share as recording secretary?
No, I have nothing to share at this time.
Were you on the secretary meeting this past Wednesday?
Yeah.
Anything you remember from there?
Yeah. Well, okay, hold on a second.
I think that's what we were talking about. I think that was when they were still talking about getting ready for convention.
No, that was a recap of the HEC too. That was the
Right.
secretary recap.
You're right. You're right. So recap of HEC. And I'm glad you brought that up. So for everyone's anything you want to say from that specifically?
No, except the only thing I want to say there is we're still looking for suggestions for fundraising. And that was it. That was the only other thing. And the new member packet, but that went out, so.
Yeah. Yeah, we got to talk about that more as a division, and we will. But all of our executive officers should have gotten a copy of the new member packet from Secretary General. So thank you, Brother Art, for those updates. Any questions for our recording secretary?
Yeah, there was one of the recent meetings that was focused on Malcolm X Day. What were some of the notes from that one? Not right now, but I need those.
From Malcolm X?
Yeah,
I'll get them those. That was this past Saturday.
it wasn't. Yeah, it was not the one the day of orientation. Or Saturday, yeah.
Brother Art, I don't even know if you made it to that meeting. I don't know if you were at that meeting. It was Saturday at 11 o'clock.
Yeah, I was just wondering what the word was.
I think I was. Hold on, let me go through my notes real quick here.
Sure. Brother Eric, Saturday, we just discussed our plan for Malcolm X Day and kind of went over some of the open items that need to be addressed before we get there. Main focus will be obviously membership. So membership applications, receipt book to be able to sign people up, and packets as well. So I'll get about, we're looking at seeing if we can bring in somewhere around 50 members is our target. So we'll have 50 new member packets that consist of some documents, the speech on African fundamentalism, structure of our parent body, probably this chart as well, structure of our local executive council. But that's kind of what we were touching on. Myself, Brother Malik, and Attorney Emotep will be part of the setup committee. I think Brother Omasius is planning to be here as well, but we'll start setting up by 7 a.m. on Saturday. And the park or the event is supposed to officially kick off by 12. But yeah, we're gonna have some drinks, tents, tables, chairs.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Where do we know where we're at? Like, what's the capacity? Like, are we looking for vendors? Like, which type of, like, how are we, like, is it good?
We'll talk about this more. Well,
Yeah, okay,
this isn't. I was gonna talk to it towards the end. This isn't our event, so we are vending at the event. We've paid our vending fee to have a table at the event, but we're not. We'll have like some merchandise. We talked about shirts, flags, calendars, those types of things that we can. Brother James is going to provide some books of Teach Me About Malcolm. But yeah, those are the types of things that we touched on. We'll have probably another discussion Friday evening before Saturday. Right.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Was good to answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay,
Right.
brother, you had anything that you were able to pull out or that you wanted to?
No, I'm still looking. I got 4 books I'm trying to look through for notes. So
I got you. Yeah, put your work from the dates. You should be able to work from the dates, but that one should have taken place on the 8th. That meeting took place on the 8th. The main takeaway that I have from that meeting was which proposals made it to convention floor. How many proposals were approved to go to convention floor? Everyone should know, based on the interpretation of the Constitution, we can only review amendments and resolutions once every 5 years. So the only thing that we focused on at HEC were proposals. And based on the report from the Secretary General, there was only one proposal that made it through HEC to be voted on at convention. And that proposal is under the section of security plan. It's a proposal from Division 407, Sister Mukaraba states, I would ask that all divisions take part in a security plan with me and a proposal to develop Eula Land Farm, 680 acre and 17 wells as a sanctuary in case of civil war. When we come to the table there, as we have been asked to formulate a plan for that land and resources. That is the proposal that was approved and will be voted on at convention.
no, I don't have anything on that date, man.
Okay. No problem. Any questions on Secretary's report?
The only thing about the proposals not making it to just through in general is that something he did say, which again, every single time we bring it up, we have to double down. Showing up and like hearing it and like is a little different than having it like relayed to you is different. But something they said in person was just apply it to the Constitution or apply the Constitution to it. So if it doesn't break the Constitution, just it's almost as good as passed. That he just said, don't just run with it, is what that's what they said. That's my only note.
I got you. And for context, when you say what he said, you're talking about.
Oh yes, President General Michael Duncan.
I got you. I understand what you're saying. There were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
From an earlier meeting, John, I think there was 15
Proposals?
proposals and amendments.
Well, yeah, that was from just us, but I'm talking about what actually came to the floor. I've got 1 and not including Constitution, so I'm taking out the Constitution stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8. 9, 10. There were 11 proposals brought, and only one was passed. And that's 11 proposals that don't deal with Constitution. But I understand what was said. Any other questions before we proceed? What is this? What in the world? All right, 8:07 after, or 8 after 7. Okay, that's your presentation. Okay, thank you for that. Please check your chat for third vice president's presentation on some upcoming programs. I think that takes care of all officers. Were there any officers, Sister Cicely? Is there anything that you would like to share from the Office of Arts and Culture?
Nothing right now.
Nothing right now. Okay. Okay, not a problem. I'll briefly share my comments. Focus for us right now is events. So May kind of kicks off our event season, starting with Malcolm X Day, which will take place this coming weekend, May 18th and 19th, here in Southwest Atlanta, West End Atlanta. One thing to keep in mind, everybody, that I didn't mention or wasn't aware of when we were discussing all the planning, May 19th is also Morehouse College graduation. And President Biden will be in Atlanta for that commencement. So there may be a little extra traffic, maybe even on the 18th, but I know for the 19th specifically in the area of Southwest Atlanta. So that's something for us to be aware of.
Biden is speaking at the commencement.
Yes. Yes.
Wow.
As a matter of fact, with that, let me share something, and I'll put this in the chat. Is it worth the chat? I guess y'all can have it. It's a short article. UNIA inbox me. So as I was kind of getting ready for the weekend and following up, oh man, I gotta have an account to read this. Wow, no, this is terrible. Oh my god. So that's not gonna work. It's a New York Times article. Create a free account. I'm not about to do it. Initial name. Okay, no, Wow. Did not. Okay, continue without subscribing. So I'm not gonna share this link just because it's so. Yeah, I'm not gonna share that. All right. Well, it was just talking about the upcoming commencement with Biden, but it was also conflating the Gaza protests, and it was making a comment about why HBCUs aren't really involved in the Gaza protests. So I thought it was interesting, but the main thing for me was that Biden will be speaking at Morehouse's commencement on the 19th. So 18th, 19th next week, all hands on deck. I need all officers to be at Malcolm X Day, manning our table specifically for the purpose of registration. Yeah, any questions or comments on Malcolm X Day or the expectations? Okay. Following week, will be May 20, is it 5th? Yeah, May 25th, African Liberation Day. We are part of the Atlanta Pan-African Coalition. So I believe this is COSA, All African People's Revolutionary Party. ASCAC is supposed to be in here somewhere, and WADU, World African Diaspora Union. And then you have UNIA-ACL Division 421. So this is a coalition that predates myself. Was for this goes back to President Ross Marvin and the relationships he helped to establish here in Atlanta. We try to continue those relationships and those coalitions. So African Liberation Day is one of our big annual events every year where we just reestablish that camaraderie. So this year it will be at Omanal Grio. Everyone should be aware of that. That's where we were holding our Liberty Hall, Southwest Atlanta. But on May 25th from 2 to 5 p.m., we're asking all organizations to be present and to be a part of the discussion. Topic is Smash Settler Colonialism in Occupied Palestine, Africa, the Americas, and Oceania. So any questions on upcoming May events?
What are the times of the African Liberation Day?
African Liberation Day, May 25th from 2 to 5 p.m.
2 to 5, okay.
And Malcolm X Day, 12 noon to 8 p.m., 18th and 19th. So when we come back together during our next mass meeting, it'll be after these events. It'll be on 26th. Hopefully we'll have a larger group and some new faces, but that'll be our focus over the next 2 weekends. Are these 2 events focused on spreading information on the UNIA and registering new members? Any questions? If there aren't any questions, that is all that I have, and we can open up the floor for members share. We stop sharing. Brothers, as we know, we must be good listeners. We allow our sisters to speak first. With that, I would like to bring in Sister Ifaniyi in Cobb. You said Cobb, right? Cobb County? Sister Ifaniyi, are you there?
Yes, that's correct. Cobb County. I have nothing to say. Race first, and we got to be in it to win it.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Sister Ifaniyi. Race first. And I forgot also, as we're doing this May thing, May 21st, we can't forget about that, the election. So that'll be on Tuesday. 19th is Sunday, 20th Monday, 21st will be Tuesday. So next Tuesday, is it next Tuesday? Yeah, not this coming Tuesday, but next Tuesday will be the election for Fulton County Sheriff. Continuing with our sisters, we'll run up to Baltimore, DC, DMV area and hear from Dr. Zafia, Baltimore Division 106. Greetings, Dr. Zafia.
Greetings, one love. Just giving well wishes from up here in Maryland. Nothing much to report. Just sending good energy. I'm getting back in the whirlwind continuum and learning from you all what to ask my president, Everett, and he's been very helpful. So I now have my division's bylaws, and I'll be reading those as well.
Yes, ma'am.
One.
Thank you, Dr. Zafia. Dr. Zafia, do you serve with any office at Baltimore, or are you a member or just active?
Not at this point. I was trying to learn more. I was reading my general laws, thanks to Ross Marvin, and just getting familiar with the regular Constitution. And then I was it came to me this morning to ask if we had bylaws. So now I'm learning what is the different details for my particular division, and I may be able to sign up from there.
Absolutely. Okay. Thank you, Dr. Zafi. I think you'll be a great fit as an officer in the Baltimore division. Were there,
Thank-
yes, not a problem. Were there any other sisters before we move to our brothers? Any other sisters? Okay, we went through our officers, we got our ordinary members. All right, we will jump over to our brothers, patiently waiting to share. And it looks like we only got a few that didn't provide officers' comments. Dr. Shams, we'll go to you first, longtime supporter out of Brooklyn, New York. Race first, Dr. Shams.
Race first. I want to be clear on the dues. The dues for the government is $50, right?
The dues for the government are $46 a year. That's $3 a month plus your $10 annual assessment.
So how much is that total?
$46 total.
Okay, and the dues for the organization?
Are you talking about the UNIA or CBPM?
CBPM.
The CBPM dues are 27 cents a day, $8.10 a month, which came up to $100 a year. The CBPM member.
So I have to pay 46 and $146 total.
That'll take care of your CBPM and UNIA Division 421 annual dues.
Okay, I just want to say something else about Civil War. We need to be in close contact with our international affiliates, in close contact. I haven't seen anybody from international realm on the conference calls here, the Zoom, in quite some time. I hope we're not falling out of touch with them, because we need to know how they're doing so that we can help them and they can help us, because things about to get tough, But anyway, I have been working on my website daily. I look forward to working on an organization website with the engineering department. I don't have so much to do with my stuff, but I would love to help the organization come up to speed with the new website. My website, of course, is found on the internet at nothelpfulusaLegislationspeople.braceace.com. Some people say that it's a book, but it's not actually a book. It's a collection of videos, actually. Because when you click on the home page, immediately you could go to a link that's going to take you to any number of videos on various different topics that we need to be concerned about. It just dismays me that not many of our people here, members of the organization, what have you, other than a few, have been too interested in the website. It's like my works are futile, I mean, I don't want to minimize or feel bad about what I'm doing, but I mean, I'm offering, and I'm not receiving much of a reception. On Twitter, I outnumber the organization here because I have over 6,230 something odd members in Twitter alone. So it can't be that bad, but the thing is I'm not receiving any donations, and I don't know how we're going to survive unless we find a means to support each other. I'm only asking for like a $25 donation. I know I'm asking it monthly, but if anybody can afford to help out, it'd be well appreciated and put to good use. Again, my website is not helpful USA Legislations People.braceace.com. Not helpful USA Legislations People.braceace.com. I put it in the chat already. And if you want to contact me, you can call me anytime, 1917-500-1699. That's 1917-500-1699. 1917-500-1699. My website is shams7 saves@gmail.com. It's all in the chat. Peace and race first.
Race first. Thank you, Dr. Shan, for your long-time support, dedication, and active member status. We definitely appreciate you. And if there's anything we could do to help, please feel free to reach out to us. All right, we'll keep moving. We got another brother chiming in from Jacksonville, Brother Benny, member number 394. Brother Benny, you there?
Yeah, I'm good. I don't have nothing to share. I enjoyed the call. Race first.
Race first. Thank you, Brother Benny. Thank you for being here. Another longtime supporter. I got to get with you and Omasius. We got to figure out what's going on down in Jacksonville, what's going down in Florida. I know now is the time. That's all I'm gonna say. We got to get a division going down there locally.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you, Brother Benny. And looks like we got one other brother that came on recently, Brother Benjamin. Greetings, Brother Benjamin. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Yes, sir, my brother. It's nice meeting you all in this group chat. It's been a long time for me being in this group meeting, but for sure today I'm in here, all the way from the motherland. So blessings to you all, brothers and sisters.
Thank you, Brother Benny. Anything that you can share with us? What part of the motherland are you in? What's going on?
I'm in Kumasi.
Kumasi, Ghana?
Yeah, sure.
How's everything in Kumasi? Anything you guys working on? Any programs, projects?
Yeah. Sure. Everybody is still working hard. We are still keeping on doing what we have to do for Black people. The people here are so nice and lovely to receive all the Black Africans from the America. It's like we all need you all home. We all have to be at where your Blackness will be seized once and for all. So that will be the motherland. So I just tap in for the video, but I don't even know what you're talking about. I just came in for now, so I don't know nothing about what you're talking about.
Okay. Well, thank you, Brother Benjamin. We were just discussing tonight's topic was going over our office of vice presidents, and our vice presidents were able to give reports as to what offices they're working on and future programs that we'll be able to provide.
Oh, okay.
But we will have the recording available very soon on YouTube on our Division 421 Atlanta YouTube page.
Okay.
Well, thank you, Brother Benjamin. Was there anyone else, Ross? Anyone else that did not get a chance to share? Did everyone get a chance to share? If everyone got a chance to share, I will prepare to close out with our anthem. Okay. Let me disconnect the recording and then we will close out with our anthem. Got a couple chats. Okay, it's Dr. Shams. So thank you again, brothers and sisters, and again, happy Mother's Day to the mothers out there. So I'll stop the recording and we'll close out with our anthem.